What's up, legends? Welcome back to this channel once again. Guys, when it comes to women sprinting, there are first athletes and then there is Elaine Thompson-Herah. Today we are breaking down her Commonwealth Games statements, the 100 meters and the 200 meters. Not luck, no controversy. Just pure championship execution. Full credit to the original broadcasters of this race. Let's watch this until the end and see how incredible this legend is. And then I'll be back with more reactions and commentary.
Well, the pyrotechnics go off. Natalia White of Jamaica, 10.97 seconds this year, qualified with 11.17 seconds in the semi-final. The 24-year-old will line up in lane number 1. In lane number 2 for the Bahamas, Tynia Gaither, a semi-finalist at the Olympics last year, also ran 11.17 seconds in the semi-final. The Bahamas being represented in lane number 2. In lane number 3 for Nigeria, Rosemi Chukwuma, Commonwealth Relay bronze in 2018, 10.99 seconds at her best, just outside 11 seconds to qualify for this semi-final. Lane 4, Elaine Thompson-Herah, the fastest woman alive, 5 times an Olympic champion. She starts in lane 4. Huge roar for of England in lane number 5, the fastest qualifier, 10.90 seconds, the second fastest British woman of all time, starts next to Thompson-Herah in 5. In lane 6, Julian Alfred of St Lucia, second fastest in qualifying for this final, 11.04 seconds, 10.81 at her best. Lane 7, Zoe Hobbs of New Zealand, a semi-finalist at the recent World Championships in Oregon, 11.15 to qualify for this final, just shy of her lifetime best. And completing the lineup in this women's 100-meter final, she'll start in lane number 8, Grace Unwo Oku-Ocha, the Nigerian national champion. 11.06 in the semi-final, 10.97 at her best. So the women's 100-meter final, White, Gaither, Chukwuma, Thompson-Herah, Nita, Alfred, Hobbs, Oku-Ocha of Nigeria. Silence falls across the Alexander Stadium. The final event here at 10:15 here in the UK. And will it end with gold for Jamaica or England or Nigeria? 8 athletes, 1 race, 1 Commonwealth gold medal. Absolute silence.
Set.
Well, it's a clean start, it's a pretty even start as well. The Nigerian going well in lane number 3. Thompson-Herah, though, the Jamaican running well in lane number 4. Elaine Thompson-Herah takes the gold medal here in Birmingham. 10.95 seconds. The 5-time Olympic champion, the 100 and 200 meter champion in Rio and Tokyo at the Olympic Games, the athlete that had never won an individual Commonwealth medal at all, takes the gold.
Gave her a little shock late.
Well, I should never have questioned one of the best 100-meter runners of all time. She just stepped up and got that job done. She wanted that victory. She didn't want anyone else to take that Commonwealth Games title.
So she made a statement by coming here, didn't she? After being 3rd at the World Champs, so St Lucia get a medal. She ran superbly, Alfred. She closed with about 10 metres to go. So she gets the silver, and I think Nita's actually got through for bronze. She came from the clouds. She has. It's confirmed. So it's Jamaica, St Lucia and England.
She does look a little bit disappointed because she knows that she really blew that start then. The race was done and won within 5 metres.
No doubt about that. And we saw it in the semi, but she was able to pick up, but there was no Thompson-Herah or Alfred in the semi-final. So the 3 winners of the semis go 1, 2, 3 in the final. The form book holds up. So there's 5 Olympic gold medals, the second fastest athlete of all time. She's done the double-double. Bolt did the triple-triple. She's the only one to do the double-double at the Olympics. And now, here we go. So Nita, oh, so slow. And Thompson's out well, and so's Alfred and Hobbs.
And what Thompson-Herah did so well was her drive phase. So she reacted well, but then those first 8 steps were so quick. And just that next 8 steps as she was getting gradually up into her running, she really made the gap on the field. And then she was just able to relax and do what she does so well, just throw those legs out and run over the top of the ground.
So it's 10.95, 11.01, 11.07. She's got such experience, hasn't she? Came to the Commonwealth Games as a rookie, so to speak, in 2014 and ran a heat in Glasgow. Went to Brisbane, went to the Gold Coast when she was out of real top form, really. Used that for training early in the season. But here's the start. Nita's so slow. Thompson right there, Chukwama right there, Alfred right there, and Hobbs.
She just has great biomechanics, Thompson-Herah. She's got the high hips and she's got that beautiful arm action. And the relaxation through her face while she's running 10.95 is just unbelievable. This top angle is brilliant to watch too. What Thompson-Herah does so well is she stays in the middle of her lane. She doesn't waste any energy by drifting to the side. That was a fabulous run.
And competitive. It was just about here that I thought Alfred had the slightest of chances, but the champ wasn't coming back. Hobbs gave a great sign. So what a night we've had. Jamaica to the fore, just the 3rd time that they've won. It's been 20 years since it, or rather it was in Melbourne, wasn't it, in 2006? So not quite 20 years, 16 years since they've been successful in this event. On a gorgeous night in Birmingham, and there's the official result of the women's 100 metres.
Olympic champion over the 1 and the 2, and as of last night, the Commonwealth champion over the 100 metres. Watch out as well for Beth Dobbin of Scotland. European finalists, semis in Doha and in Tokyo last year. Dobbin will go in 4, and Beecher of Australia should feature in 6 as well. Well, this is Aminaf Mohammed, just 17 years of age, on the outside. A really tough lane for her, with the likes of Thompson-Herah coming through from the inside. Such a young, inexperienced athlete that hopefully she'll really soak it up. Isila Outcook of Papua New Guinea, PB earlier this season. She's gone inside 25 seconds and will need another PB to get anywhere close to the shake-up. This is Jacinta Beecher, semi-finalist in Eugene over the 2. PB in Japan for that 22.7. 24-year-old coming into her very best form. Mauricia Prieto studies at the University of Alabama, national champion for Trinidad and Tobago. Just off the podium in the Pan Am Games with 3 of her teammates in the 4x1. She's gone inside 23 seconds, but not this season. Now listen to the reception for Great Britain's and Scotland's Beth Dobbin. The St Andrews flags are flying high after Eilish McColgan's gold in the 10,000 last night. Dobbin in 4 with Denisha Cartwright of the Bahamas inside her. PB in Division 2 of the NCAAs earlier this year. And now to the Olympic champion and the newly crowned Commonwealth champion over 100 metres. We've had a lot of the women's finalists from last night not starting. Not the case for Thompson-Herah, fully embracing the Commonwealth experience, and the championship is richer, much richer for her participation. Thompson-Herah of Jamaica in 2, Cartwright Bahamas in 3, Dobbin Scotland 4, Prieto Trinidad in 5, Beecher Australia 6, Apcup Papua New Guinea in 7, Mohammed the Maldives in lane 8. Excellent qualification so far. And Bomber 23.2, Das 23.4, White Jamaica 23.6, and Afili from Nigeria 22.71. What will we see here from the newly crowned 100-metre champion Thompson-Herah in lane 2, 5th heat of the 200 metres.
Set.
An expectant hush around the stadium. You can hear a pin drop. Thompson-Herah has Cartwright to chase. Going well is Beecher. Coming round that bend with Beth Dobbin also in the mix for one of these top 3 automatic places. But Thompson-Herah is floating down the track. Dobbin closing in on Beecher. Herah jogs across the line. Dobbin second, Beecher third, 22.80. She's 900 slower than Ofili from the previous heat, but that looked utterly effortless. She's helped a little bit by that handy tailwind, but I don't know about you, Steph, I'm just so impressed at the maturity of Thompson-Herah and how much respect she's paying these Commonwealth titles by being here.
100%. When I was holding my breath until the start of the heats, waiting to see if she would come out, and especially after so many athletes did have the DNS. And again, I think that just speaks to 22.39 in the World Championships for 7th place. That's still a great time, but for her standards, it wasn't enough. And this is someone who has come back determined to write her own story to end off this season. It was a great start from Thompson-Herah, but also from Dobbin and from Beecher. And again, the 200 rounds, you have to put the work in up front, and you can kind of see a bit later on down the race if you can take the burners off. We see Elaine as she gets into her smooth running, but Dobbin and Beecher are still fighting to make sure they're going to be in that top 3 automatic qualifying place.
Yeah, it's just brilliant to have her here. Beth Dobbin, such a popular British and Scottish athlete, coming through to outdip Beecher. And by the way, the non-automatic 6th spot has now tickled its way up to 24.49. Cartwright of the Bahamas from this heat. It was previously Bayou of Papua New Guinea, but Cartwright, who had a decent run there, the young Bahamian, is just about holding on to a non-automatic spot, but that was nothing more than a jog there at the end from the Olympic champion. I think she's just determined to race as much as she can when she's feeling fit, because despite the fact that she's a quadruple individual Olympic champion, not even bringing into account the relays, over the years intermittently she's had a torrid time with all sorts of injuries, and she's obviously come here feeling like she's in the mood, feeling like she's in the groove. She's done the 1, why not the 2?
I think as an athlete, you never know when your time's going to be done. You have to take every opportunity you can when your body is fit.
Well, you can see the strength of that wind that was helping Elaine Thompson-Herah, but she was met by enormous talent. At 22.80, Beth Dobbin coming through to outdip Beecher. Prito already guaranteed a place in the semi-finals, because we've only got one more heat to come. Cartwright just about holding on to a non-automatic spot, but we'll keep a close eye on 24.49.
Thank you very much for watching this video until the end. The atmosphere here was electric. Alexander Stadium packed. 8 finalists. Global pressure. On the start list, Daryl Nita, Julian Alfred, and right there in the middle, Elaine Thompson-Herah. Now, here is what made this race interesting. Despite being a 5-time Olympic champion, she had never won an individual Commonwealth title before. That's surprising, because when you think of modern sprint dominance, her name is already cemented. Once the gun goes off, there was a clean start across the board. But watch Elaine's drive face. She does not panic. She doesn't tense. Her first 30 meters are controlled power. Then comes the transition phase. That moment when sprinters rise upright. This is when elite mechanics separate champions from contenders. She floats, shoulders relaxed, arms compact, stride frequency controlled. By 60 meters, the race is already decided. 10.95 seconds. Gold. 10.95. 10.95 is not wind-assisted hype. Just efficient championship sprinting. Julian Alfred took the silver. Daryl Nita secured bronze, of course. But this race was a reminder. If you want the crown in global sprinting, you still have to beat Elaine. And that's not easy, trust me. Let's talk about the women's 200 meters final. Now, this is where it gets even more interesting. Elaine Thompson, of course, champion of the 100 meters race, Momentum matters in this championship, and despite recent injury struggles leading into the season, she lined up calm, and that's maturity. Of course, the 200 meters is different from the 100 meters, as you all know. It's not just speed, it's curve efficiency plus top-end endurance. What did she do? She attacked the bend aggressively but stayed composed. Most sprinters overstride on the curve, but she decided to stay compact. When she hit the straight, it was over. 22.80 dominant. 22.80 seconds is clear victory. Of course, Beth Dobbin takes the silver, Jacinta took the bronze. But again, the separation was visible. This wasn't a last second lean, it was control. That's what makes it scary. She wasn't straining, she was managing. It almost looked like effortless. Now, there's a history about Jamaica, and we have to be honest and give credit where it's due. Jamaica has dominated women's sprinting for over a decade. From legends like Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce to the current generation. But Elaine's uniqueness is that she performs when it matters most. Olympics, World Championships, now Commonwealth Gold in both events. That's what we call championship DNA. Here's why she keeps winning. Elite drive face, relaxed top-end mechanics, strong knee lift efficiency, championship composure, ability to double. 100 meters plus 200 meters at elite level is not really common. Many sprinters choose to specialize. Few can dominate both, and she is one of the few. When one country repeatedly produces women running sub-11 and sub-23 at global events, it's not coincidence. You cannot ignore this fact. It's system, culture, plus legacy. Jamaica's women's sprint program remains one of the strongest in the world. And this Commonwealth performance was another reminder. Here's my honest opinion. This wasn't just about winning medals. This was about reasserting authority. After injury talk, after doubts, after rising competition, Elaine Thompson-Herah stepped on the track and reminded everyone, the crown is still earned. The crown is still earned, not inherited. So let's talk. Is Elaine still the queen of global sprinting? Can anyone consistently challenge her in both the 100 meter and 200 meters? Drop your thoughts below. And if you are watching and not subscribed, go ahead guys, join the family, like the video and share it. More championship breakdowns coming. Respect, and until next time, stay safe guys.